I am. I'm pleased. I'm pleased on a few different levels. I'm pleased with the point. First of all, I'm pleased with a clean sheet. Many may have thought for some reason it'd be an easy game. I certainly didn't. No, they worked very hard. No, they've defended very hard this season. I think they've only conceded 3, only 1 from open play. I knew we'd have to try and break down a block defence at time, and that's difficult. You know, we've just shown at Liverpool last week that's difficult. So overall, I'm pleased that we found that healthy balance between trying to win it and make sure you don't lose it.
You've got a couple of decent chances.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and credit to them, by the way. I must make that clear. You know, they've had a real fine start to the season. We know the task in front of us. They know theirs. And we've had a couple of moments, real good moments, obviously. I mean, Woody, middle of the goal, 6 yards, you fancy him. I thought his game was excellent, actually. His general hold-up play and his awareness, etc., etc. Stephen Defoe, outstanding, best player on the pitch by a mile, I thought. You know, some pleasing things. One thing that we've learned from the Premier League, you need to find calmness as well, and we're doing that a little bit better. You know, there's moments in the game when you just need to be calm. You know, the crowd want it all, you know, muck and nettles, which I kind of do. You know, I quite like some of that, but we've learned from time you've got to find calmness. And I thought we'd had pockets where we did that today.
It almost becomes said, just don't lose the game.
Well, it's that one, isn't it? Because everyone's thinking that, because newcomers to the division, they're having a go, rough and tumble, trying to get the ball forward, trying to work on the counter. You know, people are human, and including me, and you're thinking, okay, let's make sure we see this game through, which I thought we did actually, and I thought we saw it through well.
So you mentioned Stephen before, and the ugly side, I think you said the other week, he's
What's your coffee? You don't want to spill that again.
That.
Well, he's worked very hard in pre-season, and that's been a massive shift for him. His understanding of the game in the Premier League has grown enormously. You know, he can play, we know that. His technical ability, his awareness of the game, we know that. But now his work ethic, his reading of the play off the ball today was absolutely fantastic. And I've just told him, so I don't always do that as individuals, but I thought he was absolutely best player on the pitch by a mile today. Absolutely, clean sheet. And you know, we've had a moment that I've been harping on about for 3 years in a game today, which could have not allowed Popey to have a clean sheet, and it would have been an absolute farce. With someone diving. I can't abide it. I'm not saying we're whiter than white for anyone who's filming. I'm not saying that at all. But I can assure if that's one of my players, they're getting the curly finger next week and going, that's not what we do. That's not what we do. I couldn't believe that. I feel for the referee. I thought the referee was excellent on that moment, by the way. But I feel for the moment because referees should be protected from that. So therefore nothing will happen because it wasn't a penalty. You know the rule. And if it was a penalty and then they score, we lose and he gets banned. How does that work out? I just can't see it, but that's unacceptable in my book.
Would you like to see that rules change?
I've been talking about it for 3 years.
Right.
But no one wants to listen. I just think, I must make it clear, and this is not about the player, by the way, either. That's really important. That's an important factor. It's the moment that I'm on about. The reason why I talk about it is the good of the game. This is not about me being a manager in the Premier League. This is about my kid watching football. This is about him playing football. This is about me watching 14-year-olds across the country because I travel with my lad watching his guys diving all over the place. Where do they get it from? They don't grow up like that, by the way. The same as they copy boots, they copy players. It's got to go for me. No one else seems to bother that much, but for me it's got to go. And that one today is as bad as I've seen in a while, I think. But I must reiterate, it's not about the player. I don't know the player as a person. That might be completely off the scale for him, unusual. It's about the moment. I think it's got to be clamped down on more than it is doing, in my opinion.
Should it be a red?
Well, that's really difficult for the ref. I'm on about, you know, if he doesn't get red, then it's got to be decided afterwards. Maybe the video thing will affect that. You know, maybe that will give the referee a chance, you know, to whatever way they're going to do it, you know, to look at it, or whoever's going to look at it and say, look, that's unacceptable. I don't know. Maybe that will change it anyway. So maybe they don't have to change the rule because that will affect it. But that's not for me, that. I can't accept that.
There is no contact. He's instigated.
Oh, I've seen it again. I saw it then, and I've seen it again. Lowes can't get out the way quick enough, and he goes down. And it's just not for me, that sort of stuff. I must make it clear equally because I don't want to clear equally. I don't want to be trying to be too clean. I was a defender, by the way, and if you touch someone, they go down. That's it. That's the game. That's gamesmanship. There's a big difference. It's important, that line, but there is a difference. I'm on about blatantly going down. That's a whole different ballgame. We've seen it in the Premier League this season already. I think it's got to go, and I don't think that what they're doing is harsh enough.
I think that will be highlighted all the match of the days and this, that, and
Well, it should, but I must make it clear. And yet again, I'm not trying to philosophise about the world just because of my children, but I'm just saying it's for a product as good as football. How would you let that in? I said, if my kid cheated on a maths test, you think, go, well done, you got a good mark. Of course I don't. I go, oi, you ain't having that. I'm not having that either. I'll be into the school. I'm not having that. He cheated. Well, why let him cheat at football then? I don't understand that. Don't understand it. You wouldn't do it in many other sports, if any. I just can't work it out.
Sean, 6 games gone, how do you assess your start to the season?
Solid start at least, particularly the teams we've played. I think the 3 away games, I think were 3 out the top 4 last season. To get the points on the board we have. Performance-wise has matched that. I think we've earned the right to get the points on the board. The thing that I'm well aware of, it's still early season. You take the start we'd have, but it's early season. We're not carried away. We know there's a lot of work to be done going forwards.
Sean, can I ask about Huddersfield Town?
You can.
Not just today, but what do you make of their performance today?
I think they've done terrific. I think they've done terrific. You know, to come into this division is very difficult in the first place. The freedom I've talked about, the mental freedom for players that we tried to gain here, and you know, over the 3 times we've been in the Premier League and we're in it again. You know, I think they're showing that. They're like, okay, let's take it on. You know, fantastic credit to them. You know, they're not an easy side, without a shadow of a doubt. Now they've got. It's fair to say, without all due respect to ourselves, they haven't played any of the superpowers yet. That can be a tricky business. So that might change. But at the minute, fantastic start to the season for them. I like the way they go about it as well. I must make that clear. I really like the way they go about it. And I love Jonathan Hogg. He knows it as well. Yeah, we've had a specialist look at it just to be sure, but it's going to take a bit of time, I think, to settle. Yeah, we're not sure on the actual timescales, but we'll have to wait and see.
Okay, folks.
Thank you. Cheers.